Hi, I'm Michelle Hogg and I am the host of the Whole Hogg. Today I have got the pleasure and honour of speaking to Annick, and we covered the fact that tech issues led to a blessing. And Annick opens up about her homelessness, her journey through that, her art. She shows us some of her amazing artwork, her trip to India, where she goes into her healing journey, and unexpectedly starts speaking about things from her past that will really resonate with some people. She opens up about her life at one point where she was doing stripping, and now her life is so different, and she's empowering people to really step up and unapologetically be themselves, no matter what your past has done for you, done to you. You rise anyway. Now, Annick is just an amazing energy. And if you love this episode, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for coming on, and welcome, Annick.
Thank you, Michelle. Finally, I'm so excited.
I know, so excited. We were supposed to, so everybody listening and watching, we were supposed to be recording this morning,
Yes.
but tech issues on the laptop was saying, no, you're not doing it this morning. You're not. You're doing it tonight. You're doing it tonight.
Yes. And so what happened? A lot of things happened in the background during this time. Blessings came. It's unbelievable. I don't know what's happening to me.
Which is amazing, because something was supposed to be happening, which was recording this morning. And then because that recording never happened, you had some time to just reflect, some time to yourself. And all of a sudden, all these amazing things started happening.
Yes. You want me to share it?
I was just going to say, if you want, tell us the story about what happened after this morning.
So I was like, okay, Michelle is having all this trouble. Okay, let's go chill on the couch and let's see what I can do. And I'm scrolling. I was like, I was expecting it, because yesterday something came on me and I thought, like, maybe because I don't like tech so much, because I'm like very afraid of it, maybe there could be some technical issues tomorrow. So I was prepared, me. And okay.
You manifested it.
Yeah. So I was chilling in the couch and I was scrolling, and I was watching at Marco's replay of the Dublin thing.
Yeah, the Dublin event. Yeah.
Dublin, where you went.
Yeah.
So I was looking through the speakers, and suddenly came this homelessness entrepreneur thing, and I was like really interested, because I am currently homeless. I am, like they say, hidden homeless. It's not like the people you see on the street sleeping in bags and stuff. Those are really homeless. You can see it. It's obvious. But my type of homelessness is, you don't see it when you look at me. If I still have a car, you will not notice it. But it's like that. And so therefore I was drawn to that thing, and I started looking at it and rewatch it, and I went into their Instagram and on all social platforms, and I thought, this is really interesting. Your call to action, Annick. Come on. And I didn't waste any time. Maybe tomorrow. I was like thinking of my mentor Marco. Now.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. And I contacted the guy, some guy named Toby, very nice man, said, you know what? I'm available right now if you can take the call. And I was like, oh, thank you, every angel around me. that's great. And I said, sure, why not? It was a little bit like, whoop, but I did it. And turned out the call was, because I thought in my head, yeah, maybe it's going to be a formal call, like 10 minutes. It turned out 1.5 hours sharing our stories. He told his story, which was amazing. I told my story, and it was just aligned. You could feel it. Yeah, he told me he was going to be able to help me with the homelessness. And I was like, really? So I managed to put a voice post, they call it, on the internet. They will share that in their network, which is gigantic, it's global, and then solutions will come to me. And I'm so happy I did that call. Oh my God. I'm so happy. And another thing, they can help people also with their dreams and entrepreneurial things they would like. So I shared my dream. I said, listen, I dream of being a speaker, of being a writer, and doing all these things. We can help you with that. We would love to give you a spot in the 1 year training. I was like, really?
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
yes. I was like,
Yes.
oh my God. First, I win this thing with Marco, which was already insane. It was more short, but insane. And now I have this 1 year thing coming up, thanks to Toby, because he talked to another person. And I'm like, where are the freaking angels? You know? It,
All around. So
yes.
unexpected as well. That is amazing.
Thanks to
Like,
your
I'm
tech
so
problem.
happy. I'm so happy that my laptop didn't work this morning.
Yeah, right.
This was meant to be. This was
Yes.
meant to be.
It's totally meant to be. My God. And I was, after this phone call, you know, when you have a conversation like that and all your dreams are coming together a little bit, you're like, ooh, your whole day is like high energy. I was like
Yeah.
running around and oh my God. Yeah, it's amazing. I don't have any other word for it. It's just incredible what such a global charity
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
thing can do. It will
Yeah.
touch many people. It will help many
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And it's the first time I had ever heard about that charity when I went to the Dublin event. It was the very first time I've heard of it, and I thought, what an amazing, amazing
Yeah.
charity that this is going to be, you know, and it's backed by people who have been in the situation,
Yes.
like it's real, it's authentic,
Yes.
it's got soul and depth to it. Amazing.
Yes. That's why I was drawn to it, because if you're not homeless, you can't fathom it, right? But
No,
if you are in that
absolutely
situation or you have been in the past,
not.
then you like ting, you immediately relate to it and you're drawn to it. That's what I was like, hey, maybe, and that maybe became a fucking yes.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, I'm full of energy now. Normally this time I'm like, yeah, chill. No, I don't want to do anything, you know, I want to go. I take the start over book at this time normally and read a chapter. That's what I do evening. But now I don't know if I'm able to sleep
You're
because
going
I'm
to
so
need some
happy.
like sleep tea, like something to knock you out.
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah, right.
And now you're doing the podcast as well, and you're going to be speaking all about your journey, your story, and obviously the homelessness was something that we were going to start with anyway. So
Yes.
we were planning on starting with speaking about your homeless journey. And look what happens. Look what's happened today.
It's unbelievable,
Like
right?
mic drop, like
Yes. Yeah,
boom.
really, really. But maybe it's time to share a little bit about the story so people can
Yes,
understand a little
understand
bit
it. So
more.
yeah, just go through your
Yeah.
homelessness and yeah,
I'm going to give a little slice,
yeah,
right?
just a
Because
wee bit of the
you
pie.
can't give the whole cake. It's a
No,
damn
you
big
can't
cake.
give the whole cake.
But
Yes.
just the taste of the slice, it will be enough, I assure you. So, in a nutshell, when I was young, I've been bullied a lot during my childhood. It was people made me think certain things that were not there. So, you're
Mhm.
ugly, you're stinky, you're this, you're that. They called me the bush fly because I was growing hair on my arms, you know, hormones at an early age. And I was called all kind of insect names, which I didn't like at the time. Now something has changed in that. I'll tell you later. But
Yes.
I didn't like being called the big hairy spider or something like that. It was
No,
devastating
it's
to me.
cruel. It's cruel. Yeah.
So okay, it began with that. Then came the drug scene. 3 years of really ravaging drug abuse. That came with boyfriends who didn't respect me, obviously, because when you're in that world, you meet people on the same level, and yeah. I don't have
Mhm.
to tell you,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
In the drug scene came also, unfortunately, rape and having to look at abortion as an only thing to do. Came
Oh.
mental abuse, physical abuse at high levels because my boyfriends were narcissists, psychopaths, lunatics. But I
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
lunatic too at a certain degree because otherwise you don't go in
But
there.
then everything that's happened to you, though, everything you've been through up to that point as well, you know, your energy, you saying being a lunatic, but like you've already been put through so much trauma, really, up
Yes,
to that
yes,
point, and no self-worth. Because when you do the drugs or you're doing certain things, the self-worth starts to go, doesn't it? You know,
yes,
and
yes.
that's a massive thing.
It's there in
Mm,
your shoes, nowhere
totally.
else. Okay, then came I did a little bit of sex work because I was trying to find something to make myself worth something. And I thought in my mind, when I make much money, then I'd be worthy of something, you know? I tried that, but nah, was not for me. But as I couldn't do normal jobs, it's never been for me 9 to 5. I don't know why, but it's never been in me. And then I went for stripping. I took the pole and I went for stripping. And I did that for a decade because I love dancing, I love music. I could lose myself in it. So it was very fun in the beginning with lots of money and oh my god. But then after it started to turn really around and I saw the dark side of the thing, and which you have to read the chapter in the book if you want to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's gotten very dark. That was I'm not even in the middle of the thing. So from there on, it started to go down, and then I ended up marrying someone at a certain point, starting a business with this man. But after 6 months, we separated. It turned really into shit. I had a $90,000 debt. He was nowhere to find. And
My God.
I was going bonkers because I didn't know how to cope with that. So I got suicidal thoughts. I landed. Yeah, it was
No
too much for
wonder.
me at that point. It was too much. I landed in a mental facility, and at that time, I had to give up my apartment. So already now, just now realizing it at this moment, I was homeless also back then because my address was gone. I was living in the mental facility for 8 months. But
My
I left
my
because I couldn't
goodness.
take it anymore. It was like the doctors were, it was a hierarchy. It was like the pyramid. They were on top.
Yeah.
And basically, you have to listen. And I'm not putting myself in that position. So I went to another facility where I could go day to day.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, my parents bought a new house where they took me in. So I was very lucky. My mother, she did it. She pushed that to do it for me. So my mom is really the most amazing mother in the whole
yeah.
wide world. Mom, I love you so much. Yes, really.
Amazing. And they're our power women, eh? They're the
Yeah.
backbones and the power
It's a
women.
backbone. A real mom feels you, even if she's on the other side of the world, because I was living like 1 hour away at this time. She felt everything.
Yeah.
We're connected. That's
Yeah.
it. Then after that period came the numerous job attempts, which I couldn't hold a job or I didn't want it. I also have 3 degrees, which I graduated with high honor. So I thought like, yes, this is it. But every time I wanted to start, that was not it. So I let it go. Even
Yeah.
if I had the degree, I can put it on the wall, but no,
Not for you, not aligned. Yeah.
not aligned. But I was happy I did that because now after looking at it, there were 3 teachers, there were 3 jobs, 3 amazing teachers of life.
Yes, very true. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I ended up in a relationship of 5 years, no, 6 years, where I had the amazing opportunity to be a mom to an autistic little boy. That little boy changed my freaking world because I fell in love with being a mom. It was a good partner at that time. It was just amazing that time. I opened up and I lost a child because of the abortion, but there I was given this 6 years of being a mother, and it was amazing. Yeah. Even it
And
was
for a
not my
child with
child, but
extra needs.
yeah, it was just I was really living, really living, and it's amazing. Even I think if you have a child in your life, and even though you're not the mother, you can feel like the mother.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You just express love exactly the same way.
Exactly. It was like if it was my child.
Yeah.
I loved him to pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
That's so
anyway,
special.
that also faded slowly. I lost my business. My father died to cancer. My dog died, all in the same time frame. And our relationship ended, and it was rock bottom again. Loss, grief, setbacks, you name it. And then at a certain point, I said, fuck it. I don't want this anymore. I want to go do holistic healing. I was tired of psychiatrists and doctors and stuff that didn't work. And then I sold all my belongings, everything I had almost, to go to India. 6 months to do holistic healings. And it was the
Wow.
freaking best decision I ever made in my
Ever.
entire life. Yeah.
Amazing. So tell me so much more about India. Like, What pulled you to go to India? What was it that actually, what was the one thing that you, can you remember when it came and you
I
said
remember
that?
vividly. After the divorce, we were not married, but when we
Same,
separated,
separation.
I was very lonely because COVID started. I was very lonely. I am not vaccinated. This was my choice.
Yeah.
And then you had to stay indoors even more, because you can't go to clubs and stuffs and cafes. So
Yeah.
I was always like inside, and I was feeling very extremely depressed. I was reaching out to guys. I opened the door to casual sex. But it was not fulfilling me. I was even more depressed, because when they leave, you feel more empty.
So
So
by yourself.
it was all spiraling down very quickly at that time. And I didn't have any money also, just to survive, just to survive. And I met an Indian woman, a friend of mine, referred me to her, an Indian healer, and she gave me like sessions for free, 3 sessions for free. And I was like totally amazed. I never had anyone here giving me things for free. And I was so drawn to, she was so kind and I thought, this Indian thing, I don't know. From there it started. I thought I have to go to this country. I don't know why, but I was extremely
This
drawn
pool.
to everything she said, and yeah, and from there it started. That was
And where,
the seed she planted
the
in my heart.
seeds, was it Goa? Where was it that you went to again in India?
I went 3.5 months to Rishikesh. Then we did a little tour of like 5-6 days because I wanted to see Taj Mahal, and I cried in front of it. It is so freaking beautiful. You can't hold yourself. It's like
one of the wonders of the world.
oh
Just
my.
beautiful.
And I cannot explain it. You have to go there to feel it. And it's also the energy. It's wow. Even Indians in their own country are there like crying and looking, and yeah. So imagine
Magical.
us. Yeah. And then after that I went to Goa for 2.5 months, which was also amazing. I want to go back one day
So did
because
I loved Goa. I loved Goa. I want to go back. It was amazing.
we went to a temple there, a very special temple, and where people who go to that temple, when they have a heart's wish, right, you can buy those ribbons and you make a knot in the tree. So for every wish you want, I had 3 wishes, so I made 3 knots. And the story is, when your dreams come true, your wishes, you have to go back to undo the knots.
What
So
happens if you don't?
I don't know, but I will go back because I will respect what I said and I will do it.
Yeah. But no, Goa's beautiful. Absolutely love Goa. India's got a special feel to it, doesn't it? It really has a special feel to that country.
Yeah. I never ever in 2 months time span met so much people, and I mean every day, not like one a week, every single day. People that I felt aligned with, that I could talk about everything with. It was I thought, what is this? This place it's like magic. Yes. And the place I stayed was called the Love Temple, and I was drawn to it also. Yes.
That's amazing. So you were
Yes.
just totally guided wherever you were going when you were there.
It was unbelievable. But I also had my challenges. Don't believe everything was like, oh, magically. It was not. I went to hospital 2 times. It was also a little bit of, it was spicy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, it wouldn't be part of my story if it was so straightforward.
Yes. That's why I want to write a whole book, You have the whole hog, I'll have the whole book.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the chapter it's really intense already, the chapter, but that's like a big slice of the cake, but it's not the whole cake, right?
Exactly.
If you have the big slice, you think like, maybe I'll take the whole cake. It's very appealing.
It's so true. And it is, and you've got such a big story, a big life adventure already.
Yeah.
That trying to get that all into one small slice. Like you
Yeah.
said, having the whole hog, the whole book there for you is definitely something that's going to be amazing when you do it. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. And now as well, you're almost kind of starting from scratch again, even now, aren't you?
Yeah. So that's one topic I wanted to talk to you also about. I think maybe you also, or other people involved in the book. You can't really compare. It's not a good thing to do, but you do it a little bit anyway. You look at the other people. Wow, they've done that. Wow, and everyone can have everything for me. They work for it, they do the job, and it's amazing what they have accomplished. But me, and maybe you or others, I am just in the little teeny tiny baby steps of it. I'm not there yet. We will get there, but we are like, we are like the little ants, and you see all those elephants around you, and you're like, shit, how did they do that? I want to be an elephant too. And you're like itty teeny weeny little ant, Yeah, so
Yes.
in the big tech jungle,
Yeah.
tech for me,
I was
tech
in
is
that
the
jungle this morning.
yes, is the and behind you is the jungle paper also just
I know, yeah, exactly.
yes, right. So we're in it. And for me, like tech is my challenge, It's a challenge for me, but I have to learn it. It's an opportunity. I cannot yeah, I'm gonna learn it. Even if I'm the itty teeny weeny tiny ant, the ant is gonna learn the tech.
Yeah.
And she's
And
gonna become the elephant.
it's just one step at a time, and
Yeah.
I was never very tech minded, I never used a laptop. I always used to use just my phone, the simple things, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
I'm throwing myself into having laptops and dealing with different things, and I think, whoa,
Yeah, me too.
yeah, and
Before
I'll learn them.
before the book, I was just able to send an email and do a little bit of scrolling on Facebook. Honestly, that was all I
Yeah,
couldn't
that's it.
I couldn't even copy paste.
Yeah, that's
Really.
it.
And
Yeah,
now in like 3 months I'm not saying I'm an elephant yet, but I'm already a, a bigger ant, let's say, right? So I'm very
yeah.
happy with my upgrading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's making it's put, you're doing something that's uncomfortable and it's
Yeah.
unfamiliar, totally
Yes,
unfamiliar. But
totally.
it's like then you think to yourself when you're doing parts of your story, you think, right, wait a minute, if I've overcame all of this and I'm where I am now, I'm sure I can start learning
Yeah.
this all these things that's all new, because even if I need to step away from it and go back to it,
Yes.
I'm going to learn it. I'm going to do it.
And I'm happy I have the maturity, quote unquote, to do it, because like 1 year ago I remember a 25-year-old. Some they think they know everything, and then yet they know nothing. And the
Yeah,
person told me, "Yeah, you're too old for this and that." I was too old for everything, and now I'm thinking like, "Fuck that! I'm not too old. I'm freaking mature. You don't know what you're talking about. I know. So, and I'm gonna do it. I don't care
yeah,
if I'm 49. I don't care,
yeah,
because
yeah.
honestly, if I would have been 25 myself, I wouldn't be able to do all of this, because I
No.
wouldn't grasp the things. I wouldn't see the depth of the things. It was all superficial. I was still hanging on the pole when I was 25. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And I always say, if I had the knowledge, the experience, the confidence now that what I had now, if I had took that to my 25-year-old self, I'd be invincible. Do you know? Do you know? Because you have to grow up. You have to go through the messy, the muddy, the crazy, and want and feel good in your own skin, and
Yeah.
that maturity in your own head. You have to go through that process, and that's when I think you get to 40, and that's when they say life begins at 40, and that's because you really are in that state of like
Yeah,
you
it's
go,
true.
fuck
It's
it.
true. It's totally true. Yes.
It is. So tell me a little bit about, because you were saying like everything is possible, and then you were talking about the little ants.
Yeah.
So we were speaking about this the other day, weren't we? The little ant, and because everything is possible and ideas can drop in right at the right time, right at the right time. And you have been working on the ant, the elephant. I love it. I love it. It's brilliant.
But I want to include some other friends too. The friends from the ants.
The fruit.
The crazy bunch.
That's amazing. See that cow. That cow, that was me today, this morning, trying to sort the laptop. That's exactly what I looked like. I looked
Right.
like,
And I've already been making some editing stuff and some scenarios, and it's a little bit like The Simpsons. It's for children, but it's also for grown-ups. It's really double. I'm not gonna give away too much, but I was thinking, Michelle Hogg, since you have a book, right? A book? Two books, I think, even. Why don't we make it a book?
Yeah, I've got 3. Oh, we could make that number 4, number 5.
Yes! Why don't we make it a book about the story about the ant who wants to be an elephant? And I don't know if you noticed, but in the word elephant is the word ant. So it's incredible. It's fucking meant to be.
It does. Elephant, yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's amazing.
you can't see it.
Crazy. I never, do you know that way where I'm like, I've never even thought about that before. Oh, so every day's a school day. I feel like I'm at school.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah. And
absolutely, I would love to do that project with you. Just when you were talking about the ants and all that, I was like, brilliant.
And like the children who are bullying me and telling me I was a freaking insect. Well, there it is. There is the ant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, me too. That. I'm so inspired now. I already have a story and I can't wait to get in touch with you, to share it with you, to make something. I'm an artist, as you know.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show you the last paintings I made? I made one for my...
Yes. Show us and tell us about the paintings, please do.
Okay.
Your creative funnel's been opened. It's like
the first one I made for my stepdad. So after my dad passed, right? 3 years after, my mom, she had a little bit of relationships in between with scammers, and it didn't work out, obviously. But then she met this amazing man, Henry. Amazing. And he's how do you call that? A mechanic, car mechanic. So he takes care of my car.
Oh, that's good. We like him. Bless. That's amazing.
It's like the sweetest stepdad ever. So I love him. And it was his birthday, and I'm that kind of a person. When I like you, when I love you, it's your birthday, I'm gonna come with something special to surprise you. I like surprising people. I want to make people happy, you know? So since he's a car freak and a Volkswagen freak, I don't know if you can see it.
That's amazing. That is brilliant.
As they are at 71 and 73, they are remodeling and rebuilding their dream home. And he is making a man cave. And I thought, this is the perfect for the man.
Perfect for his man cave. That is absolutely beautiful. So what are they doing there? So what are they both doing? What is your stepdad and your mum doing? What are they doing?
They are remodeling. My mom sold her house. Henry sold his house. They bought the house together. So kind of a farmer's house. Something really cute and authentic. But they didn't want the energy of the previous owners. So they stripped everything out. Everything. The floors, the electricity, like everything. Only walls. And they're remaking everything as their dream home. Really from the heart. And they are very creative. They're doing it themselves with a little help here and there. Most of the things they are doing at that age, I'm like amazed. I'm like, yes, I'm proud. This is my mom, you know?
Yeah. Go them, because it's like age doesn't mean anything. They're passionate about making this house theirs. Yeah.
And they're going to flea markets and buy some exclusive things, pots and pans for decoration. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
What an amazing project as well.
Yes, I'm proud of them. They totally deserve it. They're going to be very happy there.
Oh, that's beautiful. And now he's got that gorgeous painting as well. That's so lovely.
Yeah.
So lovely.
I have another one.
I was just going to say, let's see some more. Let me see them.
But this one, I was planning to make for somebody, but that somebody, I thought, like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And then now it turns out I'm going to give it to my goddaughter, which is loving you will see what's on it. But this is not terminated. It's only the beginning phase, the first layer, right?
Yeah.
But I will show it to you now, and then later I'll put it on Facebook when it's finished, so you can see the stages of.
Fabulous. That is absolutely stunning.
She's a horse girl, so yeah, she's a horse girl. She will like it. I love
all the colours as well with the darkness. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love to do like a little how do you call that kind of art? I don't remember. I did art school, for God's sake, and I don't remember. So yeah, that kind of art when it's like every color is not like photographic art, but like a little bit of funky, spunky, yeah.
Expressive and
Yes, yes. Modern
That's
like.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, being creative with the colours. No, that's beautiful.
Yes. Like
Absolutely
we
gorgeous.
do. Like being creative with the problems or with the insects and with the colors also. Yeah. I
I
love
love that.
painting.
And it's so nice as well because you'll probably find too, with you being an artist, is you can just switch off and get in the zone. You
Yes.
know, when doing your art, you just get lost and you're
Yes.
just in the present moment, letting
Yeah.
it flow through you, and it's just an amazing experience.
That is right. Every time I start painting, usually I start doing it when I'm nervous and pretty winded up. And then I get it unwinds me and I'm like, yeah. I catch myself like I'm painting and shit. I'm in the moment. It's
Yeah,
very
look at
funny.
the time.
But
Yeah.
then it's nice.
hmm Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it's all about. It's all about doing that and being in the moment. Definitely. It's amazing.
You know,
And oh, sorry, darling, on you go.
like this morning, now that you're talking about in the moment, this morning with Sabine here, my friend, we were just dancing in our pajamas outside. We were talking about music and about her favorite music and my favorite. And she told me, yeah, put the song on. I said, but it's techno. I don't care, put it on. And it's like, yeah. And I put it on. It's the first rebirth, Stephenson and Jones, I think. Yeah. And I put it on. Yeah, put the volume higher, she told me. I was like amazed, okay. And I went for it dancing. And after she joined me, we were both dancing. It was amazing.
That is like how to raise your vibe first thing in the morning.
Yes,
Stick on some techno music in your
that's
jammy
good.
and dance
We're definitely in the moment.
in the moment. I love that. But I love putting music on as well. Just in
Yeah.
general. As soon as I put music on, I've either got in my ear pods, especially if I'm cleaning, or if I'm doing it. And it's just, you just get lost in it. It just raises your vibe so much, eh? It's just the happiness that comes pouring out. It's
Yeah.
amazing. You need to send me that song. I need to know what that song is. You need to
Okay.
send it to me later. I'm going to listen to that tomorrow morning and I'll get me going for the day ahead.
Yeah. Yes, true. I think it's a woman thing to put on the music, and more and more women I hear are like music cleaners. They don't do it silently. It's always with the music. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I literally cannot clean if I don't have some music on.
No,
You know,
it's
it's
boring.
like a tedious job. It's a tedious job. So I've got to put the right playlist's got to be on. The right tracks have got to be on for the hoovering and the
Yeah, me too. I've got to do something. Not with, at one point in my nutshell story, I was a cleaner, right? For about, I don't know, 8 months. I had 3 gorgeous clients, big houses where I went. But before that, before the 3 steady ones, I had one man who was just divorced, but he had the money, so he paid me. And I came there and I had my little radio, right? And I said, can I put on the music? It gives me motivation to clean. And he was like, because he was working on the laptop. Yeah, okay, but not too loud. I said, okay. And I put it like middle and I took it in every room. Yeah, with me. You know what he did, the man? He was a very nice man. I think I stayed there for 2 or 3 months to clean. Obviously, it was too loud for him, but he didn't tell me anything. He was not arguing or stuff. And he bought me an iPod no, this thing. It's like a little, I don't remember what it was, but it was like a little thing, even more small than a phone, and with earplugs, so that I can.
yeah,
And he
yeah,
uploaded my music.
yeah.
He already opened it. He uploaded my music in there, and he said, "This is a gift for me. Now I can work in silence, and you have your music." He just bought it for me.
Oh,
I
that
was
was
like,
so lovely.
so
Oh, that was
lovely.
so nice. Oh,
Yes,
I've got a vision of you going in with your cleaning stuff, with your handle, your handle of your little radio, like, I'm just here to do my cleaning, and and then
yeah.
he's giving that is so sweet. That was so
Yeah, that was
lovely.
really sweet. Yeah, I was surprised because it was not my birthday or anything. He just gave
Kind
it to me.
That
It
was
was
so
nice.
nice.
I was really thankful. It was, amazing.
And the things like that, it's like the smallest little things, prizes or gifts that you're not expecting. They're the ones that you remember because you're not
Yeah.
expecting it. You're not, putting yourself. That's lovely. That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's why I like to surprise people. Okay, with their birthday, they expect it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But I sometimes like to surprise them in the year also, without being the birthday. It's just nice because you know how it feels. You know
Yeah.
how happy they are.
hmm
Yeah.
It does. It lifts you. It's so
No.
great. And it's so lovely as well because it's like you haven't especially let any of your past beliefs hold you back. Like you maybe have, but you're working through that. And I
Yeah.
think that now you're really going into yourself. You're going into like who you are and pushing forward. But we all have a little bit of the self-limiting beliefs.
Yes.
But having the right people around about you now to help say, just remember who you are, and you're one of the people because you're so positive as well, and you're so
Yeah.
uplifting. You've got a great energy. You've got a great
Yeah.
energy.
But
You really have.
I must tell you, this energy that I want also to share with people. You're right. I did or do sometimes have limiting beliefs. Everyone has them. It's because of the programming, where you went to school, maybe religion, maybe what your
Yeah.
family says, best
hmm
friends, etc. It's all in
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
subconscious, and it starts to swim there. And then you have, maybe I can't do this, maybe I didn't. You start to tell
Yeah.
yourself like stupid stories, but everyone has it, right? So what did help me? I think if you wanna really get rid of it, you need a good coach. You need a mentor, because Marco did help me with that. He
Yeah.
was so crystal clear on these things, and it really works. If you
hmm
can't do it alone, if you can't shake it off, just hire somebody who will help
Yeah.
you, and then you'll get through. It will uplift you, and you will grow much faster. So I
It's
can
so true.
recommend it to everyone. Whatever
Yeah.
coach, there are really high ticket coaches, there are low, you have everything everywhere in the world. And now with the internet, you just have to Google it, and you will find somebody who you resonate with, work with them, and then get to the next phase. You cannot do it all alone. It's not because you see a business and the same face always in the Instagram and on the, those people don't work alone. They have maybe like 30 people working for them in the background, which you don't see. And people
Exactly.
are fooled by that. They think, this, wow, this one does that. No, they don't do. They also, coaches also have coaches. They don't do
They
it
do.
alone.
To keep growing, to keep them every
Yeah.
step they go up, they need somebody else to make sure that they're like,
Yes.
because limiting beliefs or self sabotaging behaviours,
Yes.
they'll creep in to anybody because we're all human. It doesn't
Yes.
matter how far up you're going, they're always going to be there. And yeah, that's it. A coach needs a coach, needs a coach, needs a coach.
Right. And people don't know that and don't see that. That's why we are here to tell them that it's
Yeah.
like that.
It is, and it's so very important. And I think when you've never thought about having to have a coach, or it's never crossed your mind, do I need a coach before? I think that's where a lot of people don't think, well, why would I need a coach? I can do it myself, which they can, but then you're in your own head more because you've
Yeah.
not got somebody else there to say, that give me your hand, let's do this,
Yes. And
and
also,
pull you out of it.
you have your own limiting beliefs, right? You do that. You
hmm
do it to yourself, but then you have also like the haters or the annoying ones who are telling you, yeah, why a coach? Yeah, it's too much money. You have from everywhere. They start bombarding you with negativity. That
Yeah,
also you have to wrap them in a package and tell them bye bye in the bin. I don't want
yeah.
your negativity. I want
hmm
same vibe people, and together we rise. We uplift each other. We help each other. We listen. We are open. And all the rest, your own limits in your head and the limits of others, no. You have to say no to it. And you have to be
Yeah,
very strict on that. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck because it's weight. It's weighing on you. And
yeah.
you
Way
don't want
down.
that extra weight.
When people are saying that to you as well, which will happen, but then that's their own self-limiting belief, but
Yes.
they're attaching it to you, and
Yes.
that's when it feels heavier, because then you go, oh really? So
Yeah.
that's very, very important. Yeah, I love that. It's very important.
Yeah, I have this example now from the homelessness. So I'm looking months and months for accommodation, right? And I put like daily on the internet. And then you have people who are saying, you'll never find something. Oh, for this price. No, it's impossible, But
Yeah.
I just don't give them my energy anymore. I even don't reply. I let them be, and I think to myself, okay, if that's your belief, I let you with your belief, but I have a different belief. I will find something somewhere at some point.
Yeah, for that price, that's going to be affordable. That's going to be the best format, and it's having that steadfast belief. Yeah, that is. But people have got very strong opinions when it's not the opinions when it's for somebody else. They've got very strong opinions sometimes, and we do need to brush it off and not make it part of our belief. That's it. Like, no, thank you, goodbye.
Yeah, no, thank you. I had to say a lot of goodbyes to a lot of people lately because I feel they're just not growing with me together, and they are stuck down there, and they start throwing things at me, heavy rocks. I don't want their heavy rocks. I want to spread my wings and fly. Now I met some beautiful birds, I'm going to say it like that, who are ready to fly with me. And no, I'm not going to stay down there with the heavy rocks if I can fly in the air and be free. That's the metaphor,
But it's so true, and I love a metaphor because it sticks in your head. But it is so true, and it's why keep yourself further down and stop yourself from growing when they're not willing to rise with you, And it's hard, but if they're not feeding into who you are now, they're not feeding into your growth, they're not feeding into anything, then it's uncomfortable. It's very, very uncomfortable.
Yes, there are like the ones who only know you to tell their stuff, and then when it's your turn to tell your stuff, oh, I don't have time, or yeah, I'm not interested, or something like that. And I gave a lot of my time previously to people, a lot. But now I'm done with that. They say spirituality is like, oh, peace, love, and light, but it's not. Spirituality is also tell them to fuck off and for good. That's I'm sorry to tell it, but it is like that.
It's self-care. It's self-care. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so true. And that's not you being bad, and that's not you going against anything. It's not going against anything. It's you having boundaries in place for yourself.
Yes.
And yeah, exactly.
It's not like I hate them, and
No.
it's not like I wish bad for them. No,
No.
they are wishing bad for me in kind of a way. But I just, for me, it's
Send
enough.
love and let them go. Yeah.
Yeah, I let them be. I send them love and light. I forgive them because that's also a very hard part. You have to forgive them. Otherwise, you can't. The wings are not gonna fly that good, If you forgive, you're gonna fly higher. So you have to forgive the person and see it in a higher perspective. You have to look with the eyes of your higher self. And sometimes that's difficult because if a person has hurt you so much, then you don't tend to forgive them, especially not in the beginning. But you have to think about it and overthink about it, and you have to detach and look at that thing from a distance, and eventually you have to forgive them in order to grow yourself.
Exactly. And is there any tools that you would suggest for anybody if they are needing to forgive a situation or to forgive somebody? Like, is there any tools that you would recommend spiritually or just in general that you would recommend for somebody to get over this?
Yeah, I have my tools. I know not everyone maybe like to hear it, but anyway, these are my tools, and those are extremely powerful. When you use your imagination, and your thoughts and your determination, your intention, it's extremely powerful, right? So when you have to forgive someone, no, when you choose to forgive someone, it's different. Not have choose.
Yeah.
There are people that are still here in this plane, but there are people who have passed already, and which you also would like really to forgive, and it's possible. So it's not because they have passed that it's not. You can also forgive them. So what I do, is I do a ritual. I close my eyes. I imagine the person in front of me. I have a paper in my hands, my contract, my soul contract that we had on this plane. He has the contract, and then we go to each other. We tear up the contract and we say, listen, we tried, it didn't work. Let's split in friendly terms and let's say goodbye. And you see yourself tearing it up and you go away and you say, I love you, I forgive you. and I send you love and light, and then you go away, and the person will receive it. Also,
wow, powerful.
yeah, also a person who maybe it's too confrontational. Let's say you have a brother, let's say, and I have to forgive him. He did something to me, right? But I don't want to see him anymore because it's too hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or he's in prison, or he's in another country. You can do the same thing. You can use the intention and the imagination to do it with the soul contract, and it's the same. Yeah,
The
but
same.
you have to really mean it, right? That is the point. You have to really mean it, and
Yeah,
then it's forgiven.
yeah. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That was
Yes,
so, so powerful. And it's because you're using the power of the imagination, and we forget
yes,
how powerful our imagination is if we really get into that space and ready for forgiveness. I love that. What an
yeah.
amazing, powerful thing.
You know, much people that think is bollocks, right? They think it's total bullshit. But
Yeah.
I am the proof that it's not, and I'm gonna tell you why. At a certain stage that I mentioned in my story, I was like sharing myself with multiple men. I was really becoming a sex addict almost. No, I was one, but
Yeah.
I wanted to stop all that because it went to the point where I went to sleep. I woke up. The first thing I noticed in the morning was like, oh fuck, I'm horny. I wanted to have sex all day, every day. It wasn't normal. It was just abnormal at this
Yeah.
point, and it was annoying me.
It was like a clutch, like a clutch. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like an addiction. When you're
Totally.
addicted to cocaine, the first thing you think when you wake up, oh, where is my exactly
Yeah.
the same.
Exactly the same thing, like smoking cigarettes. Like, yeah, anything. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need your dose. And so
Yeah.
what I did, I was following this amazing woman online for 3 years, which I did master classes with. She throws like free master classes, and okay, I thought like, and she's a Taoist, right? Her name is Jade Lotus. And I contacted her and I told her everything, and she said, listen, Annick, you have been following me and doing my master classes, and I like you. I'm going to give you a discount. And so I did the Taoist practice for 1 year. For 1 year. And it's every day, every single day. It's like she tells you what you have to think, what you have to imagine. It's all kinds of patterns that you have to roll in your imagination, like every day. And I am rid of it. I was like a little bit skeptical. How is this going to work? But okay, let's
Yeah.
do it. I thought, let's just do it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
was the little sabotaging thing that was trying to, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought,
Like,
no,
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna
This
try
is too good
anyway.
to be true. How's it going to work? Yeah.
And it worked, and she has a lot of clients, and it works. So now I am totally like fuck free. No, I don't have that anymore. I am like healthy horny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Healthy.
say like sometimes.
Sexual healthy. Sex
Yeah,
healthy.
healthy. This was not a healthy way anymore. You know, it's the same when you drink a glass of wine now and then, it's okay. But when you
Yeah.
drink like 3 bottles a day, then it's not okay, right? You know the
Exactly.
difference.
And the excess. And the excess of
Yeah.
it.
Any excess of anything isn't good.
Exactly.
So yeah, it helps. So that's how you show the power of the mind, of
Yeah.
determination, of intention, and that's what saved me really through my whole story. The power of the, I call it the iron mind. When you
Yes.
set your mind to something like, I want to stop with the drugs. I don't care what I have to do for it. I'm gonna, yes, it's gonna be unpleasant. Withdrawal, it's gonna be fucking hell, but I want it. And that wanting is gonna help you through it. Yeah. The
Yep.
iron
Yeah,
mindset.
love that. Yes, because it is
Yeah.
so true. It's having that,
Yeah.
it's making that decision, but we're making it with so much fierceness and
Yeah.
so
Just
much like,
wanting
I am
it.
doing. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I love it. The power of the imagination is amazing. And if you say to somebody, if they go, oh, well, that sounds good, trying to imagine like, good things or trying to imagine this, and it's say, well, think of the power of the imagination. When you've imagined a situation that you don't want to happen, already playing it in your head
Yeah.
and it happens.
Yes.
That's your imagination. You've brought this, forward
To life.
to you. Yeah, you've brought it to life because it's something you go, oh, I don't want that to happen. I really don't want that. And you can think about what it would feel like and you see it in your head. I
Yeah.
don't want this to
You're
happen. And then
creating
you're
it.
like, how did this fucking happen? I didn't want this to happen. And you're like, well, you've literally imagined it so hard because you didn't want it. So it's turning that same emotion on that is there, because if you don't want something, you're really like, I don't want that. It's the same for when you want change, because
Exactly.
sometimes wanting change or wanting to do anything to help you is harder to see. It's harder to grasp onto to something that you're like, oh, I don't want. You know,
Yes.
sometimes it's a harder shift. It's a harder shift.
And I have another one on that, on the power of your imagination. At one point, I wanted to be pregnant. It was when I was married to that guy.
Mhm.
And we were trying, but nothing was coming out of it.
Yeah.
And I was so focused on pregnancy, right? I couldn't stop thinking about it. I saw pregnant women everywhere. I
Everywhere.
stopped them. I said, "Oh, what a cute," I was so freaking focused on it. And in my surroundings was a woman who was how do you call it? She delivers the babies. I don't know what's
Oh,
the
a,
name.
a midwife. A midwife.
Yes, she was a midwife. And she knows me. And she said, "Annick, come over here." And I went with her. We went in a private room. And she took my blouse, lifted my blouse up, and pushed my. She knew what she was doing. And she said, "You're pregnant." And I said, "What? You are pregnant? I'm telling you." And she pressed my breast, and milk came out. And I was like, "What?" And I was like very happy already. And I went to the doctors. We did a blood test. Came out I was not pregnant. I was having a fake pregnancy because I was freaking imagining it like every day. I was not pregnant, but I was carrying milk in my breast. Can you imagine how powerful my body was already getting ready because my mind was wanting it so much, but I wasn't pregnant.
I've heard about this though.
Really, it happened to me.
It's like a phantom pregnancy,
Yes,
because you're imagining that it's
yes,
happening. So because you're imagining it and your power of your mind's so powerful, your
yes.
body's responding to
I'm
that.
having chills now, but yes.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I
Whoa,
had
that's
it. It
crazy.
was really weird, and I was confused, and I was a little bit sad, obviously, because I wanted it, and then it was like yes and no at the same time, and I was like, "What?" I saw it with animals, with cats and dogs being like
Mhm.
fake pregnant, but I didn't know with a human it was possible. But
Yeah,
yes, it happened to me.
that is absolutely phenomenal. Like I have heard of this happening, but I've never heard it firsthand.
Yes, it happens. Really.
That's crazy, and it does show you how powerful your mind is. But then I suppose it's like the placebo effect. You know, if you get like the doctor,
Yes.
one's a sugar
Right.
pill and one's the medication, and then
Yes.
they check to see, and if you think that you're having the medication,
Yeah.
still do the same job as what you know. So it's like the power of the mind is it's tapping into it though. It's tapping into
Yes.
that energy, and I think it's hard to stay in that energy every day if there's so many things happening around about you. If you don't give yourself that, I need some space and realignment for me, because then if
Yeah.
not,
That's why it's important to have good surrounding, good people, good food, good everything, because you have to have as much as possible positivity and good things to look at with those two, to
mm-hmm,
feed your body, to
mm-hmm.
hear, because if you hear negativity all day, it's gonna stick in your
It's
brain. When you
yeah,
when you see shit happening, don't look at it. You have to feed yourself with good things as much as you can in the moment
yeah,
where you are,
yeah.
to have that good, because spiraling down in negativity, it goes really rapidly, and then you're back to square one. You have anxiety, you're thinking negative stuff, you're producing the stuff with your mind. So it's very, very important to be with good people, good surroundings. Yeah, you know what I mean. Trying
It's
to,
so true.
yeah.
It's so true. And because even with us, we can message each other. We can pick up the phone. We can say, "I need to speak to you about something," and FaceTime, and just having somebody or a community or so many people you can reach out to when you
Yes.
need to uplift or a question answered, or if you're feeling a bit like, and if you speak to them for
Yes.
like 5-10 minutes, or you even voice note them and you hear a voice note and you go, "Oh, that's better," yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
just recognizing the right people to keep you or to pull you
Yeah.
back up again. Yeah.
It's true. You cannot save everything with a pill.
No.
You can save some things with a pill, obviously, but not everything,
No.
Sometimes you need a friend, you need a nice word, you need an arm around you, you need but you don't need a pill for everything. Like they are trying to sell you sometimes. For everything there's a pill, but it's not. For
Yeah,
some things are a pill, and for everything else there are other stuff.
yeah, yeah. In my head there, I don't know why, it's obviously how my brain goes. You said when everything else, I thought like, MasterCard. Remember that advert? They say for this. Can you remember that advert? No. And it was like, for this, and it says, and for everything else, there's MasterCard. It's
You
getting
know,
to that time of night, my brain starts to go bonkers.
it's funny because yesterday here with my friend, she invited two people, and I didn't know who they were or what their background is or what their job is.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what those people? It's a family, a man and
Mhm.
a woman, and their two children. Turns out, I got to know because I only saw them for like 20 minutes. I talked to them a little bit. They were having a drink together. It turns out they were both brain surgeons.
Brain surgeons?
Both.
Wow.
So women and husband and a wife. The husband was a brain surgeon for grown-ups and the woman for children. I was like, amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
I talked to two brain surgeons yesterday. Amazing. And if they wouldn't have told me that, I would never have guessed.
Would never have
Simple
guessed.
people, like Marco, totally simple, totally grounded, down to earth, not like showing off anything. Totally, wow. I was like flabbergasted.
Yeah. That's it. They're not going by their title because
No,
it's an important
absolutely
job,
not.
Yeah, it's like they're just real authentic people.
Yes, yes,
They obviously must have met because they're doing a similar job or something. Yeah, they must have
yeah.
because the fact that they're both brain surgeons.
Even the man stood up and offered me his chair. I said, no, no, you
Lovely.
sit. I'm only staying here for 10 minutes. And they were so kind.
Manners.
Unbelievable. Because when you don't know a brain surgeon, right? And you think of it, you think of people who are a little bit,
A bit
like,
high and mighty. Yeah, high and
with the
mighty.
golden
Yeah,
plate and with the big Porsche, and you have a different view on it because you don't know that kind
yeah.
of people. I don't know any brain surgeon before
No,
that.
near da, near da.
And yeah, they were very interesting people.
That was amazing. But you've
Yeah.
not been expected to meet all these different people the last couple of days. Brain
It's
surgeons, all these different things that's happening.
oh yeah, and also the lady who you did a podcast before, Lily Conway, the curse
Yes,
breaker. I've
the curse
worked with
breaker.
her.
Yes.
I've worked with her because turned out I think like 5 weeks ago I had a friend coming over. I was feeling like crap for a
Mm-hmm.
couple of days, and this friend is like a very spiritual man who has like he feels things sometimes, and he can tell you, listen, this or this is going to happen, or then he gets flashes, right? And he
Okay.
told me, Annick, you are being demonically attacked. You can do something about it. Yeah, and I was also like, what? He said,
Wow.
I mean it. And I thought, yes, it could be possible because I'm having this life and there's all this crap coming back. I thought,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And then I was thinking for the London event, this curse lady, it's not for nothing that I met her.
No, exactly. You just
So
got told that, and then you meet somebody who can break the curse that's been put on you. You're like, great.
yes, that was great. I contacted her and we did it. Yeah, we did
That's
it.
amazing.
It's amazing, really. It's amazing. Yeah, it's an amazing woman.
And so has this been like lifted and gone now?
It's so
Or
she
is it
gives you
or is it a long process to kind
it's a
of
process. It's a
yeah,
process of a few months, and then you will feel the whole thing within a few months. It's not like bam in one day. But
mm-hmm.
what she does, she gives you your soul contract. So what your soul contract comes from the Akashic records, right? The
Yeah, yeah,
library of the universe. You get your contract and you say exactly what your soul, how it is, what it came here to do, which are good opportunities for you to follow. You have your own free will. If you say, no, I'm going to do a drug dealer, you can do that. But you'll also have, I give an example, right? But
yeah,
you'll
yeah,
also
yeah.
have the consequences. If
Mm-hmm.
you follow what's meant for you, your alignment, then you will have abundance. If you do not follow it, then you will have shit. But it's yours to choose. She cannot
Yeah.
push you. She'll only deliver your records. You can read them, and oh my god, when you read this, it feels like something is already the stones. You are getting rid of a little bit of what's behind there,
Yeah. Like
the things
bubbling,
you're
bubbling
pulling.
up.
Yes, yes. And then the second one, I did the soul clearing. but that I have to read because the printer was stuck. So I had to wait to find somebody else who could print it out, and I've got it now. I'm gonna read it one of these days, and yes,
that's something I think I'd love to get done. I think it'd be very, very interesting to see
very
about the whole,
insightful.
yeah, for the soul contract, and just to see even previous jobs, like, you know, that if that's not part of it, it might give you the understanding of, well, why was I drawn to that? Do you know, it might give a little bit of
Yes,
enlightenment about everything. Yeah, yeah.
totally. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm still excited and curious about the soul clearing because therein will be what my soul went through, what they put on me. Maybe I don't know. I still don't know, but we'll keep in touch.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited to read it.
yeah. Oh,
Wait, I'll show you. I'll show you the first paper. It's amazing. This is the first.
wow.
Yeah,
So clearing.
and
This
realignment.
amazing. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, to find out how this goes and how things lift over the next couple of months. It's already lifting.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do another
Really,
podcast, I think.
we are going to have to do. We're going to have to do a recap.
Yes.
Basically, once the Akashic records, once you've the soul contract, once you've had the clearing, after what's happened with the homelessness and the
Yes.
books, everything else that's coming, there's
And
definitely
this
a
one,
part two. The ant and the elephant.
yeah,
We
she will not
definitely,
be she will not be the elephant yet, but I think she will have grown already.
she's definitely going to be like, she could be the baby elephant. Yeah, she could be the baby elephant. The next time we come on the podcast, you're going to be
Yeah.
Nelly the elephant. You're going to be the wee elephant. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really very excited about this ant and elephant thing. Really, it's
I'm
I
excited
think
for so many things for
because
you.
we're gonna be able to help not only children, because I
Mhm.
told you I was bullied. It's not nice to be bullied when you're a child, and then you
And
can
so
give
many
them
kids get bullied
of
as well.
a little bit of when the mom reads the story to the child, our story, the
Mhm.
child will be uplifted. Like we lift each other up, the child will be. So it's amazing to do when you know you're helping children out of the darkness. I'm gonna call it. It's just
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
totally. And then as well, a lot of adults now or people, you know, reading it to their kids, they've been bullied. A lot of people have been bullied. It's
Yes.
just, you know, so
They
many people
relate
will
to it.
relate to that.
Yes. Even grown-ups who are bullied.
Yeah,
It's you know
yeah, yeah. Yeah, even now in workplaces or wherever, or even for their
wherever. Yes.
families. Yeah, they still get bullied. Exactly. So it's for all stages of life. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. I'm excited for so many things for you, but for this new adventure for yes, us.
Yeah, the new adventure. I have to, I want to show to people. There's a lot of people going through shits right now at this
Yeah.
time in this world. A lot.
One. Mhm.
But most of them, they don't have the courage yet. Hopefully, one day they do. To put it out there or to just to open their voice, to ask for help, because
Mhm.
asking for help is the first step, right? Sometimes you can't do it alone. It's just like that. You need help, you need good help from
Mhm.
people who really feel you and want to help you to
Yeah.
uplift you, and then you can go to the next stage.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. I want to, yeah, to help people to find their voice, to be able to ask for help. And once you ask for help, then you
Mhm.
see how it unravels.
Yeah. Yeah. You're already on that mission. You're already there. You're going, you're doing it, you're flying up there. And it's a mission. And I think I love what we're doing as a
Yeah.
collective, individually
Yes.
as well, because we're all now doing things that's going to help
Yeah.
elevate other people.
And
And
yet we're all
that's
connected.
the true purpose, isn't it? Helping other people because it's
Yeah.
real, it's life, it's
It's
messy,
real. It's
and
real.
and people, yeah, it's like stop pretending. If things aren't good for you, don't pretend. You know,
Yes.
we're
Yeah.
here to pull you
Pretending.
out.
Drop the mask. The carnival is finished.
Yeah,
Drop the mask. Tomorrowland is done. It's only 2 weeks, and then you can drop the mask. Yeah, it's nice. You can't do it like a whole year. It's not you. It's People
exactly.
people have got to start to get freaking real.
Mhm.
inside and outside also. It's your own decision if you want to go all you do but it's not necessary. You can do certain things. I also did. I have fake breasts. I have tattoos. I have this. I have that. But please, some people live on that, and if they don't have it, they are so scared of coming outside without it. And they think that, it's like that little voice saying you have to do it, otherwise you're not good. And it's not.
Like
Even
a
without
false,
it, they
false
are good.
armor.
Yes, and that is sad, because half of it they don't need it.
No.
It's like the
No.
glass of wine. You can have 1 or 2, but don't drink 5 bottles. You don't need it.
Yeah,
It's the same.
exactly. I've absolutely loved having this conversation with you and being on the podcast, and you've been on the podcast eventually after today. And actually, I'm so glad we've done it tonight. I'm so glad after everything that happened today. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, it's the first time I do a podcast ever on this planet Earth. So yeah,
because I done so Haley, when Haley was on, she said that she says you're popping my podcast cherry. I've never been on a podcast before,
yes.
so I've popped 2 cherries in the space of like a couple of days.
Yeah, she's also like us, I think, a little baby, a little ant between the elephants, and yeah.
But
I've got to contact her. She's also amazing, an amazing woman.
Yeah, just like you, she's awesome as well. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Annick. And if anybody would like to contact you about your artwork, to keep in contact or follow you for your upcoming books, are you happy for me to share some links on my socials?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Please.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Anybody listening to the podcast, if it's Spotify, on Apple, or on my YouTube channel, I will attach Annick's tags and everything you need to get in contact if you wish to reach out.
Okay. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Michelle. I'm so happy I went to London and I saw you there.
Yeah, so
great. The power of connection and the power of the voice, because it could have been just looking and not saying anything, and then nothing happens. But eventually in London, I learned to really, it was the first time I took the mic. You remember?
Yes.
It was the first time I took. Now is the first time I do the podcast. So you have to use this. Everyone, almost everyone. Some people have problems with the voice, real problems. But if you have a voice, use it.
Yes.
It creates magic.
It really, really does. It really does. And the power, like you said, the power of connection, the power of using your voice, and the power of going with your intuition, saying, I need to approach that person. Like today, I need to phone that person. I need to do it. Listen to your inner guidance, do it and use your voice. It's the most powerful thing you have. Your own inner guidance and your own voice. 100%.
Yes. I loved it, Michelle. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. I've loved having you on, and there will definitely be a part 2 podcast incoming for you.
We will be an all army of little ants next time.
Yeah, that's it. A little ant army.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Annick, and I will see you very, very soon. But thank you so much for coming on the Whole Hogg podcast today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah. I'm sweating like hell. I'm sweating under my...
Thanks for tuning into the Whole Hogg with Michelle Hogg. Like, subscribe and follow for more weekly, real, unfiltered stories.